Hello friends, today I am going to show you guys how I make bone broth. So the other day I took some chickens from the chickens that we raised and butchered, and I boiled them down to can some chicken, which I've done multiple times, and I decided now is the perfect time because I have the best chickens to make bone broth, and it turned out fantastic, so I figured I'd show you guys the recipe. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys already know that I made this and it turned out fabulous. I can't take full credit for it because I have taken little bits and pieces from people. One of them being Living Traditions. We love their channel. I've talked about them many times. Sarah has done a video on bone broth. I kind of took some tips from her and implemented it into the cook stove because I don't have big giant electric, I don't know what they are. They're like a big giant saute electric pan. Anyways, she lets hers go for several hours. I want to say that she let hers go for 36, but I'm going to double check on her video and pop it down below and let you guys know low and slow. And that's kind of what I did on the cook stove. So I'm going to show you guys how I do semi-off-grid bone broth. So this is what I do, is I take 2 whole chickens, I take the legs off and the thighs, and then I put the body in here. I put the legs and the thighs in the body just so I can fit 2 whole birds in my pan. So what I did is I let it cook for 12 hours or so on the cook stove overnight, usually is what I do. I take off all the meat, stick it in a bowl. I'm gonna can this up, and then I leave the bones in here. I'm going to add some ingredients that I'll show you guys in just a second. So I'm gonna take my bowl of chicken and I'm gonna set this aside because I don't need this now. So I got a tip from a gal, and she said to save your onion skins, so the outside of the skin, because it's always got a little bit of onion, and the top. I believe I got the tip from the Fundamental Homes. I believe that's what her name is. I will leave it down at the bottom, and I'll also leave it, and I'll leave it in the description so you guys can go check out her channel. She's got a lot of tips on being frugal. So I'm just gonna add in a good handful. This is all gonna be strained down anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then I don't feel so bad about leaving a nice chunk like that if I'm going to make bone broth, because at least I'm not wasting a whole onion. And I was told by my grandmother, hi grandma if you're watching, that I waste a lot of onions, so I'm using it. Yeah, 2 organic carrots, break them in half, toss them in. And then whenever I have celery that is on the verge of going bad, I chop it up and I stick it in a bag. This is not pretty celery anymore. So this is probably 3 or 4 stalks of celery. And then I'm going to fill my pan up the rest of the way with water, and I'm going to cook it for at least 2 days. So realistically at this point, gosh, my celery list looks ugly. Realistically at this point, sky is the limit. You can put in whatever flavorings you want to in here. This is just going to be a plain stock, so I can flavor it how I want to with the dishes that I'm gonna make. I'm not even gonna put salt in there, nothing. So I got 4 jars off of my big Dutch oven. I could have gotten more if I would have filled it up with water last night and let it go some more. I boiled this down for 2.5 days. So I got some nice concentrated bone broth here. Each one of these from the grocery store ranges from $5 to $8 plus, and this is from non-GMO raised organic yummy chickens from our property. And this is the finished product. This is one that I did the other day, and we are just loving having this on our pantry shelves. For those of you who do not know, bone broth is incredibly health beneficial. It's full of calcium, magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, and other trace minerals. And I just learned something a few minutes ago, which I'm going to be adding to this batch of bone broth, is if you add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, it helps pull out all of those minerals and nutrients that you're after with bone broth. If you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you guys aren't already subscribed. And we will catch you guys in our next one. Blessings and happy homesteading. Bye. So if you guys enjoyed this... Are you done? Are you done?